Okay, guys, welcome to today's video. In today's video, we're going to go over how to add an additional 3 to 5 closings every single month by attracting prospects rather than by chasing cold internet leads. And essentially, this training is so that you can escape the real estate roller coaster. And if you're not sure what the real estate roller coaster is, it's when you have one good month followed by a bad month, or one good quarter followed by a bad quarter, or one good year followed by a bad year. And essentially, you don't have that predictability in your business because you don't have a system to attract motivated prospects. And you're always on this up and down, right? This is also for the solo agent or small team, and majority of your business is coming through referrals, sphere of influence, and you just don't know when your next deal is coming in or where it's coming from, right? Perhaps you're bleeding more than $1,500 a month or $2,000 a month or more on Realtor.com, Zillow, or these other marketing agencies that don't really give you the best leads or the best appointments. And these leads are telling you that they're not looking to move for the next 6, 12 months, whatever the case may be. And these sources are becoming a little bit unprofitable or fully unprofitable, and they're not predictable, and they're just drying up, right? Maybe you're proud of your sales volume, but the profit margin and the dollar amount in the bank reflect something different. Maybe you're operating on thin margins because of enormous broker splits, and you've also wasted hours cold calling FISBOs, expired listings, wondering if this magic new script is going to do the trick, and you're just done feeling like a telemarketer. I've been there. I know that feeling. It's not fun. Maybe you're losing clients to discount brokerages or agents that don't really care about generating a profit. Perhaps you are worried about your clients ditching you for another realtor, or you've dealt with clients where you've driven around for months only for them to then buy with another realtor. Maybe you're currently working with clients who don't respect you, or dealing with appointments or leads that don't respect you. They're not showing up for their appointments on time. They're canceling at the last second, and you're just tired of feeling disrespected and not being valued for your time or the level of service and care you bring. You have clients that, despite your exceptional service, complain. And so you're left with the can't please them all mentality. And you just wish you could fire these type of clients, but you can't. You're forced to work with them because you have a dry pipeline and no way to consistently generate appointments, right? And the scarcity of predictable business hurts at the end of the day, right? But the truth is that there is a way that you can book dozens of qualified appointments on a monthly basis and predictably grow your business. However, in order to do so, you need to carve out your own space and not be in direct competition with everybody else. You need to be able to attract clients and qualify clients using some key systems. Because the truth is, the hilarious profits are for those who can fill their pipeline, attract clients, versus those who are chasing and begging for business, right? And now more than ever, agents will fail at an unprecedented rate and lose to the ones who do take advantage of technology and digital marketing. If you're not utilizing technology and digital marketing in your business today, and you're still running your business like it's 1995, eventually, or maybe you're feeling it already, you will lose. There is nothing that is going to give you as much power and leverage as digital marketing, done in the right way, mind you, and technology, right? Now, you might be wondering, who are these guys? So a little bit about us. We run a real estate marketing agency geared towards solving one specific problem, and that is, how do you attract dream clients that know, like, and trust you? We are not a lead generation agency, and we're definitely not a IDX software provider, right? Again, we focus on one thing: how to attract motivated prospects and bring them to you. Now, if you have an appointment with one of our team members, and that's the reason why you're watching this video, in the initial email that we already sent out, over here, the first 2 links over here are the calendar links. So please make sure you add that meeting to your calendar so you show up for it, so we can explain to you things in more details. And also at the bottom of that email over here, there's some links to our socials, as well as some places that we've been featured for our work, right? So after this video, go to that email, add the meeting to your calendar, check out our socials, check out the places that we've been featured after this video, okay? That will include our Facebook page, our YouTube channel with a ton of videos on it, and some places we've been featured, such as Real Estate Today, Business Times, Success XL, Entrepreneur, Boost Up, Next Mentors, Times LA, and more, right? Again, that is in the initial confirmation email. Now, why you should listen to us, essentially, right? Well, we actually practice what we preach, right? The reason you're probably watching this video is because you probably saw one of our ads online and clicked it, talked to one of our team members, booked a time, and told you to watch this video. And so 90% of the way that we generate business is through paid advertising, right? Done in a specific way, mind you, right? We don't door knock random teams and brokerages. We don't cold call strangers begging for business. We don't print flyers and throw them around, hoping that someone finds it and will call us back. We just run ads for ourselves and for our clients because it's the fastest way to generate business, right? For us, we've spent over $209,000 in the past couple of years on advertising, right? This is a screenshot from one of our ad accounts. You can see $209,000. This campaign will spend $57,000, $34,000, $27,000, and more. Now, if you don't believe this, then on your call with one of our representatives, with one of our advisors, ask him to pull up an ad account, and we will literally show this to you in real time. We'll expose the back end and show you lifetime results of the amount of money we spent on our own ads, not to mention our clients' ads, right? But to get to the system in place, right, that will bring in motivated buyers or sellers. First things first, you need to focus on the right channel, right? And I think the reason why you're watching this video and you booked a time with us is because you know that you got to focus on a different channel, right? You know that your referrals and your sphere of influence is a little bit inconsistent and unreliable. Your friends and family are just never going to refer enough business to you. And what we always say is that you must earn a referral business after being in the business and doing a good job for years and years. Only then will you have enough people that can refer you business to where it's consistent, right? And we're talking about getting enough business to where you're making a great income, not like your average agent who makes, I think, about $50,000 a year, right? Now, door knocking and cold calling, highly inefficient, right? Leaves you drained, leaves you feeling like you're burnt out, and just leaves you dealing with people that didn't want to be bothered in the first place. When it comes to SEO, SEO is very good. However, it takes a lot of money and time to even start generating any sort of traction, right? When you're posting on socials or trying to be an influencer, this is very, very time intensive because you got to be posting and creating content every single day. And you need a little bit of luck too, right? If you're trying to go viral, amass a large following, then there is that luck factor to go viral as well, right? Now, when it comes to paid ads and specifically lead gen ads, a lot of the times the way that it's done is completely wrong. And I'll show you what I'm talking about in a second and how we do it differently. But essentially, you're going to be dealing with cold internet leads. And I'm not sure if you've dealt with that before, but with cold internet leads, you're calling them, you're texting them, or maybe an ISA or assistant or a team member or a company's calling them and texting them. And you always get the response of, sorry, who's calling? Oh, I just clicked on the ad to get whatever the ad was promising me. I didn't really want to talk to a real estate agent or talk to you. And so you're left in this position where, number one, you got to call all these leads immediately within 5 minutes, which is just unrealistic. And number two, you're just dealing with leads that never really wanted to speak to you in the first place, right? And so this is why it doesn't work. And this is what every single agent does, right? This is what every single agent does. And the problem with that is competition, right? If you're doing exactly what every other agent does, well, the competition is going to erode the profits, right? And that's why when we say you need to carve your own space and not be in direct competition with anybody, you got to ask yourself, what is it that no other agent is really doing so that you can do it and stand out and attract business versus chase prospects down the line and rely on these outdated methods, right? because the rate that new agents are entering the market is higher than ever, right? And because of that, the competition is now increasing. And every agent is doing the same thing as the next agent. And so, again, that competition is just eroding all the profit. And so it leaves you with unpredictable business where you have to compete on price, and then you'll lose to discount brokerages, etc. Right? And so the $1,000,000 question is, what can I do that is so different from my competitors that will instead attract clients and have them know, like, and trust me before we even start to work together? And there is a process. There is a process that only takes about 1 hour a month, guys. 1 hour a month. And it's called a webinar attraction funnel, right? Now, a webinar attraction funnel utilizes pull marketing, right? Essentially, pull marketing is inbound marketing. It's people coming to you versus push marketing, which is cold calling, which is asking for referrals, which is door knocking, which is calling cold internet leads. Pull marketing utilizes a system that you put in place where people are going to come to you. And that's exactly what the webinar attraction funnel does, right? And again, this takes 1 hour to do. 1 hour a month to get multiple appointments with people that are showing up for the right reasons and coming to you, right? And so how do you do this? Well, step number one is to run direct response marketing ads to a home buyer or home seller webinar registration page, right? Now, this is different than the way that most agents advertise, because the way that most agents advertise is like this. They have branding campaigns where they're running bus stop ads or paying for billboards, and there's no clear call to action, or there's no clear incentive for the lead to actually reach out to you. And you always see the same things, right? I can sell your home the fastest, or I can sell your home for the cheapest, or like always here to fulfill your real estate needs, or kindly waiting for your call, right? There's no clear call to action. There's no incentive for that lead to actually reach out. And so there's no lead magnet. Now, you might be wondering, okay, so let me use a lead magnet and run online ads because they're much more targeted. Well, the issue with that is most online ads run on Google, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube that use a lead magnet are using the wrong lead magnet. And so they're using homes lists, home evaluation tools, buyer's guides of 10 things you need to know before buying a house, or 7 things you need to know before selling a house. And so you have a lot of lead magnet ads or direct response marketing ads with lead magnets that look like this, right? Where it says, hey, click over here, click learn more, submit your information, and we'll send you a homes list. And what typically happens is that leads only filled out these ads to get the homes list, or to get the home evaluation tool, or to get the article, right? They didn't fill out the ad to talk to you, the real estate agent, right? And so this information is something that they can easily just Google search as well, right? So essentially, what you want to do is actually have your lead magnet be the online seminar or online webinar, right? And so the ads should be like this, still very, very direct, but the leads are opting in to spend 45 minutes to 1 hour with you, where they can actually learn how to buy or sell a home, right? By doing this, you're attracting a much more motivated prospect, right? Because they're actually opting into the ad to come spend an hour with you on an online seminar or a webinar. And so they're not just opting in to get their home evaluation tool or their custom homes list, right? You're attracting a much more motivated prospect this way. And so these are examples of the ads, but as you can see, they're very, very direct, right? Now, according to the book, Magnetic Marketing by Dan Kennedy, right? If you don't know who Dan Kennedy is, he is, one of the best marketers, in my opinion, of all time, right? But essentially, he says all the frustrations and internal problems you're experiencing with your business are because you don't have a good marketing system in place. And without a good marketing system in place, without a sufficient and steady stream of people which you can exchange value for money, nothing else in your business matters, right? It doesn't matter how good you are, how knowledgeable you are, how much you care, your track record. Nothing else matters if you can't bring in motivated prospects, right? And qualified prospects, right? And he also says that in every single area of business, these figures hold true, which is 1% of people create tremendous income and wealth. 4% do very well, 15% earn a good living, 60% struggle endlessly, and 20% fail. And if you look at the stats, according to the National Association of Real Estate, well, they found that 75% of agents fail within their first year, and 87% fail within 5 years, right? And the ones that last are only making about $46,000 a year. I don't know about you, but that would stress me out a lot. I would not be able to live off of $46,000 a year. And it's because they don't have a good marketing system in place, or you don't have a good marketing system in place, right? Now, the second step that you want to do is you want to run retargeting ad campaigns to the people who opted in to go to your online seminar, your webinar, right? Now, in order to create retargeting ads, we create custom audiences on Meta for people that have opted in, right? You want to retarget them with ads because you want all those people who register to actually attend. And you also want to hit them with a high frequency because you want to create what we call is the local celebrity effect, right? Retargeting your ads like this will have leads, attendees, and registers tell you that they see your ads consistently, and this causes that local celebrity effect, right? Very crucial. Now, the next thing is the webinar, right? Now, the whole point of the webinar or the online seminar is to make it actually valuable and to make it actually useful, because the more valuable and useful it is to the prospects, to the registers that are coming in, the higher chance that they work with you, right? Remember, they are coming to the webinar to learn how to buy a house or how to sell a house, or 6 things you need to avoid when buying a house, or how to sell your home for the most amount of money. They're there to be educated on this prospect or process, and they're there to be educated by you, right? And so we don't expect you to create this webinar, but and all these systems on your own. Our team will do it for you, provide you examples, recordings, templates, literally everything. All you got to do is kind of do the webinar. But essentially, a common webinar that we do is 6 mistakes you need to avoid when buying or selling a home, right? So this is an example of someone's webinar going through mistake number 5, which is skipping a home inspection. Now, you can customize this. If you have things that you want to add in, you can definitely add in your own things as well. And over here, you can see 147 participants, right? 147 people showed up to see how, to see 6 mistakes you need to avoid when selling or buying a home, right? The only way we can get that many people to register and actually show up is by running specific targeted ads, right? Without specific targeted ads, it's impossible, right? Now, the webinar will allow you to save time, right? Because it allows you to sell one to many, essentially. You're building the know, like, and trust factor with 20, 30, 60, 147 people at the same time, right? This will allow you to allow you to avoid dealing with cold internet leads, because anybody who attends the webinar will get value from the webinar, and they will also get to know who you are, and they see you as this authority because they see you presenting to 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 people at the same time. And so there's that know, like, and trust factor. Plus, there's that status delta that's created because you're the one presenting to multiple people at the same time, right? It allows you to focus on a much more motivated prospect, because right from the beginning with the ads, you're attracting a much more motivated prospect. Anybody who's coming to the webinar to learn about 6 mistakes you need to avoid when buying a house, or 6 mistakes you need to know when selling a house, is much more motivated. Plus, anybody who stays for the full thing is very motivated, right? This way, you have the highest activity to revenue impact, right? Because you're selling one to many, essentially. This online home buying or selling seminar or webinar is the answer to the highest quality of leads, right? Because again, it allows future clients to already know, like, and trust you. They know you're an expert in your field. They know how knowledgeable you are. They know if you've specialized in certain things. They know what you can bring to the table. And again, it allows you to sell one-to-many and weed out unmotivated prospects, right? The unmotivated prospects in the webinar won't even book the appointment with you anyways, right? Only motivated people will come to the webinar and then book an appointment with you, right? So the question you have to ask yourself is, how likely is it for someone to work with you if they showed up to the webinar, stayed for the full thing, got value from what you were saying, learned from you, spent an hour with you where you provided these valuable insights. They see you as an authority, they see you as an expert, and at the end of the webinar, they self-booked an appointment in with you. How likely is it that someone like that is going to be working with you, right? And the answer is very likely. Right? It's why we have a great conversion rate from the appointments that are set through the webinars, because you're not having to sift through a bunch of prospects or a bunch of cold internet leads, right? And here's the thing: no one's doing this right now, right? By doing this, you're separating yourself from everybody else. Everybody else is begging for referrals, dealing with cold internet leads, paying 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 a month for Realtor.com or Zillow, or they're cold calling expireds, FSBOs, things of that nature. But that's the old way. And the new way is spending 1 hour a month hosting a webinar where you're providing value to 20, 30, 60 people at the same time, and then getting warm inbound appointments coming to you. It's much better. And this is the magic of predictable business, right? This is how that happens. This is the new way of attracting clients. You're running direct response marketing ads to an online home buying or selling seminar / webinar, and you're beating Zillow, you're beating saturated IDX websites. You are separating yourself from everybody else. You're eliminating objections before you even have a conversation with that appointment, with that prospect, right? You're generating leads that are opting in for the right reason. And hosting a webinar only takes 1 hour. We're talking about spending 1 hour a month so you can get multiple inbound appointments. You can add deals every single month. And not to mention, you're also building your referral base, right? Because the people who attended the webinar but didn't book an appointment, well, that builds your pipeline and your database for future deals, right? What you can also do is repurpose the content from your webinar and post it across your social medias, right? So there's a lot of benefit to doing this, and it only takes an hour, right? Now, keep in mind, you can do more than one a month. You can do a webinar every single week if you want to. It might be hard to deal with all the appointments that are going to be coming in. You might need a team or some solid agents you can refer the appointments to, but you can do more than one a month. But if you just do one a month, spend 1 hour a month, you'll still be able to get appointments and deals every single month, right? And so once you see that the appointments and the leads and registers are coming in, we want to make sure that no one's falling through the cracks, right? So what we have created is an AI SMS follow-up system. And this will capitalize on every registration, right? This is the ultimate leverage because you don't have to waste your time talking to every single registrant, making sure that they're going to show up or they're going to actually attend, right? So our conversational AI will text and have conversations with every single person that registers for the webinar, and we'll get them to attend. And then if they don't attend, we'll get them to attend the next one, or we'll stay in touch with them for you, right? So we have a follow-up / appointment booking system in play to make sure that we're maximizing on every single attendant or attendee or registrant that is opting in for the webinar. So you got to ask yourself, with this system in place, with appointments coming in every single month that actually know who you are, that see the value in you, what happens to your business? Well, what happens is that for every $1 you spend on advertising, in direct response advertising, you're bringing in 5, 10, or 20 back in commissions. And you're able to be hilariously profitable because you're going to be weeding out people that you are not interested in or that are not interested in moving right now. And you're also able to build your own team or get out of production if you would like, right? We also help teams feed appointments to their entire agent base. So all you got to do is these following 5 things. Number 1, run direct response paid advertising marketing campaigns. Number 2, run retargeting ads to the people who have opted in. Number 3, create a converting landing page. Number 4, craft a stellar webinar, present it. And number 5, create or engineer AI SMS lead follow-up to maximize your speed to lead and conversions, right? Now, this may seem simple. However, there are a lot of nuances in the process. But when done correctly, you can start to scale up your real estate business with predictability, right? And there's a couple different ways that you could do this, right? Number 1, you could do it yourself, right? If you try to do this yourself, you'll probably spend 10, 12 hours every single day figuring out the ads, figuring out the targeting, figuring out how to maximize the conversion on the webinar. And it's going to take a long time, and it will probably be very hard to maintain a healthy life, family life, social life. And you're going to be like Einstein, essentially solving for E equals MC squared, right? You're probably going to age the span of 20 years in the span of 2, right? Because it is a lot, but you can try to do it yourself, right? The second option is to test drive other lead generation systems, right? You can, bounce around from lead generation system to lead generation system to IDX website to IEX website. And you can spend anywhere from $700 a month, $2,000 a month, $3,000 a month, and get locked into these year-long contracts. And they'll own your website, they'll own your SEO. And so anything you have, any transaction you have will be in their hands, right? And what's crazy about that is, imagine if they up their prices, or if they try to wipe out agents with iBuyer programs the way that Zillow did, right? And so it is an option, but if you've been in this business for a little bit, or you talk to other agents, you'll probably realize that these lead generation companies, they're not doing so well, right? And over the years, the quality has also gone down. Now, the third option is just to work with us, right? We can get this up and running for you within the span of 3 days for 1/10 the price and effort you're going to put into these other things, right? You don't have to deal with the ads or the tech or the figuring out the webinar slides. We provide everything for you and hold your hand across the way too, right? We literally spent our entire lives figuring out this system, and this system was specifically built to solve client acquisition, right? We know exactly what works. We know exactly how to add appointments and profit to the bottom line, right? Profit being the key word there. Again, this is for real estate agents, single teams or single agents or teams that want the number in their checking account to go up, right? And they are tired of dealing with not so profitable lead sources, tired of dealing with the headache from running ads, and you just want your net take-home income to increase and to have predictability in your business with motivated, qualified appointments, right? This is also for the broker who wants to know how to generate more business and appointments out of thin air, right? So that way you can recruit new agents by promising them quality leads or quality appointments, right? Booked appointments. Now, I do have a slight warning. We do optimize for client results, right? Our system, it's very important for us that our system is getting our clients results. That's why we do what we do. And so because we do optimize for client results, we can only work with a specific number of agents in any given area. It's not a unlimited type thing where we'll work with 20 different agents or 10 different agents or even 5 different agents in the same area, right? So we can only work with a handful of people in any given area at any time, right? That's why on our discovery call or our initial qualification call, we will ask you what area are you in? And if you're in an area where we simply are maxed out, then we won't be able to work together. And the second thing is we like to provide a high level of service, right? And so we can only bring on a certain amount of clients every single month to ensure that we have that high level of service, right? So if you're interested in the system and you're interested in getting warm appointments with people that know you, like you, and trust you, act now. Make sure you show up on time for your call. Otherwise, you can join the wait list, and if space frees up, then we'll let you know. And one thing that I do want to mention is the opportunity cost of inaction, right? Because we speak to real estate agents every single day. And what we see sometimes is realtors who see the system and they understand it and they want to implement it, but they wait because for whatever reason, right? It could be literally anything. And 1 month turns into 2, 2 months turns into 3, 3 months turns into a year, 2 years. And next thing you know, they're out of business, or they're just coasting by making that average agent's income because they never took action and never got anything implemented for them. And so you have to ask yourself, where would your business or life be if you implemented a system like this a year ago, right? There's an old saying that I absolutely love, which is the best time to plant the tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. And so if you have appointment scheduled, please make sure to show up to that appointment with the pen and paper. If you haven't booked an appointment yet, make sure to book an appointment. And yeah, we'll be excited to see you there and show you the ins and outs of the system in more detail, right? Now, some common questions and the answers that we typically get is the first one, I've tried online ads before and it didn't work, right? Well, we hear this all the time. And the fact is that it does work. You probably, or whoever was doing it for you, probably did it wrong, right? It could have been the ads, it could have been the targeting, it could have been the landing page, it could have been the system on the back end. There's so many factors to it, but it does work, right? We have enough case studies to prove this. And the fact that you're watching this video right now is proof that ads work because you probably found us through an ad, right? We practice what we preach, and we can absolutely do the same for you. Another question that you might be asking is, well, how much time do I need to actually execute on this properly, right? You want to make sure you don't squander the system and you're actually giving it your all. And I get that you're busy. You know, running a real estate business is no small task, as well as everybody has their, family things and social things. So I get that you can be busy, but you do need to spend a couple of hours getting the system set up, right? Once it's set up, you only got to spend 1 hour, an hour and a half doing the webinar itself, right? It's very low maintenance from your end, but you do got to spend a couple of hours just to learn the webinar, just to learn the systems, so we can maximize results for you, right? If you're not willing to spend just a couple hours to learn a system that's going to get you motivated appointments every single month, then it's just not a good fit. You might be thinking to yourself, well, I don't need this, right? Sure, this is not for everybody. This is specifically for agents who want to grow their business and solve for predictability. If that's not you, then you're right that you don't need this and we're not a good fit. But I guess the question is, are you comfortable with your current lifestyle? Is your income keeping you up at night? Would you always like to take that vacation or buy that Tesla for yourself, or your wife, or your family, right? Now, you might be asking yourself, well, what if this doesn't work, right? Well, the thing is, after being in the industry for a couple of years and testing everything out and running it back to back to back to back to back times, we know exactly what does work and what doesn't work through trial and error. Again, our entire lives have been spent obsessing over ways to find out how to get more appointments with motivated prospects for real estate agents. We've done literally every single method that we even talked about, including the old ways that we mentioned. We've done those, and sure, they can work, but it's not as effective as this, not even close, right? The only thing that will allow this to fail is failure in execution, right? So if you do what you're supposed to do and do what we tell you to do, it'll work, right? Now you might be asking yourself, what is the percentage of customers that are successful, right? And we have 100% success rate for customers that actually do, or realtors that actually do what they need to do, right? Of course, there are real estate agents who just don't implement, right? And don't execute, right? That happens with any single business, right? Any single industry. But for the agents that are serious, for the agents that are willing to put in a couple hours to make this work, we have 100% success rate. Again, how much effort is needed? We've done all the work on our end so that you don't have to do anything. All you really have to do is learn the webinar, customize it to your liking, and show up and host the webinar, then deal with the qualified appointments, right? Now, you might be also thinking to yourself, okay, this sounds great, but I don't have any money, or I'm really tight on budget, right? Well, our program might actually be cheaper than you think. Plus, it will cost you more to not do this in the long run. And we do have financing options, right? So there's always that as well. You can also partner up with another real estate agent, do it together, or bring on a lender, a loan officer. They could do it with you, or you could tell your team lead or your broker to help you with this. So that way it's going to bring yourself and them more business, right? What percentage of your customers are successful? Again, 100% of our customers are successful that actually implement what we show them. We have a 98% satisfaction rate, only because really you can't please everyone sometimes. And people that just don't execute on it, well, there's nothing we could do about that. I'd love to say we have a 100% satisfaction rate, but there's always people that just don't do what they're supposed to do. But like I said, if you're willing to put in a couple hours to learn the system, to execute on it, you'll be able to get appointments every single month with motivated prospects. So if you're ready, book a call. If you already have a call booked, please make sure to show up to your call on time with a pen and paper. And yeah, we're really excited to show you the system in more detail, and more excited to run the webinar attraction framework and to actually get you motivated appointments. Again, if you already have your appointment booked, in the confirmation email, add the appointment to your calendar just so you don't miss it. With the new updates that Google has done, you got to actually add the appointment to your calendar. It doesn't just automatically show up. You got to accept the invite. And a little bit about us at the bottom over here, some socials, our Facebook page, our YouTube channel, places that we've been featured: Real Estate Today, Business Times, Success XL, Entrepreneur, and more. And yeah, I hope this was valuable. I hope you gained some insight from it. We look forward to chatting with you, and we look forward to implementing the system so that way we can get you some solid appointments. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out, book a time. If you have the time booked, we'll see you there. Bye for now.